All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream. A lot to get into with the FTX situation. A lot of crazy details. I was on a Twitter space that's still ongoing last night for a very, very long time. So, welcome in, everybody, this morning. Hit that like button on your way in. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to dive in and a lot, and I mean a lot to get to here in this live stream. So many crazy details now coming out. And apparently last night, all the details are still coming out, but there was apparently a hack last night of roughly around $600 million. But then there was some good actors that came in and tried to move it to cold storage, some of the hacked funds. Some people think it was a calculated move, that there's no way that, things were just hacked out of thin air. Given the ironic timing of the whole situation, it is just absolutely crazy right now with crypto. But there are some silver linings. We're going to talk about those. And I don't want this to be all doom and gloom and everything's terrible. I mean, we're going to talk about some of the things that are crazy that are happening, no doubt about it. But there are some silver linings that will come out of this FTX situation and the bankruptcy and Sam Bankman-Fried and the bad actors. Just a lot of craziness, though. I mean, it's just it's a lot to unpack. So a lot to unpack. So welcome in, everybody. I've got a ton of different little insights here and things to kind of go over. So just put out this video, and I just want to read the tweet. The FTX situation will change crypto forever. I do believe this. I do think extreme regulation in the United States will be coming as a fallout from this. I do. I think it was already kind of in the works, and this will be used as a starting point and a reason why to go very, very harsh when it comes to regulation in the United States. Now, some may say that's going to cripple us and it's going to be the demise. I mean, I'm more under the impression that, hey, it's going to happen. But I think in the end, the industry will be taken more seriously. But the fallout has unfortunately just started, in my opinion, and I really do think that. I think we're just now seeing the tip of the iceberg in terms of the fallouts that are happening right now. So shout out to everybody on Twitter that are listening in. Shout out to everybody here on YouTube. Good morning to you. Happy Saturday. I've got my second cup of coffee. Only working on about 5 hours of sleep, but you know how it goes. So goes it. I couldn't sleep last night. All I wanted to do was just kind of get a bunch of information here. So I was ready to go live this morning, put out a video as well, and just kind of keep people up to speed, but also be hopefully a voice of reason during these crazy times. Because listen, I mean, it's bad, right? It's bad, but we have to look at a path forward. So that is for certain. So Elon Musk was on the Twitter space last night that I was listening to, which was absolutely crazy. We'll get into that a little bit. So some of the things Elon said, this Twitter space that I'm speaking of, let me show you this real quick. Let me pull up another tab here. My buddy Mario, who I follow, and we follow each other. We've communicated before. I think he's still live on this Twitter space. Yeah, he is. Mario has been doing this Twitter space now for well over, I think, at least 12 hours. I mean, it's insane. He had Elon Musk on here. He's had a ton of people coming on here, people from centralized exchanges talking about this situation. People were coming on this live stream from FTX, former employees. So it's super, super insightful right here. But he has just been covering this in real time. And again, Elon Musk was on there last night. He entered the FTX space. Here it is. It was around 2 a.m. in the morning, and I was still up tweeting about this. He said Twitter needs, this is coming from Elon, Twitter needs to get back to the basics, but they will be doing something with crypto in the future. So that's good. I do think Elon will be a big part of the future of crypto once we kind of get out of this craziness. Elon Musk turned down an offer to invest with Sam Bankman-Fried. He predicted that he didn't have the capital and wouldn't come through. So what happened here, this was fascinating. Sam Bankman-Fried went to Elon and told him that he wanted to help in the Twitter acquisition. Okay. Elon just kind of, in his words, smelled bullshit right away. And his BS meter was up right away. And I just didn't think Sam Bankman-Fried had the capital that he said he did. Of course, we've seen how this has played out. So Elon was certainly right in that assessment. And then he did say some things about Dogecoin, and that's why Dogecoin is ripping right now. Elon Musk said you need to have BTC, ETH, and Doge in cold storage and hold it for a while. He did stress the importance of getting off of centralized exchanges. Guys, I am almost fully off of centralized exchanges. I still am on Coinbase and a little bit on crypto.com. I have moved some assets off of crypto.com. Full disclosure, everybody has to kind of do their own homework here, see what situation they're in. I think Coinbase is kind of the best exchange out there right now in the US, but I mean, guys, we just saw one of the quote unquote best exchanges out there, the only exchange that people should be on in the eyes of Mr. Wonderful, right? FTX go under, but Coinbase is different. And I talked about this in a recent video in that it doesn't have a native currency acting as collateral. That was the big issue with FTX. And we can get into some more details as we roll along here. But good morning to everybody checking in. I just got a lot of things to get to, a lot of things to talk about. So I'm not going to look at chat too much here for a little bit. I just want to kind of hit on a number of things and again bring everybody up to speed. That's my job as I sit here. That's the way I look at it. I want to be a voice that brings you up to speed and so you know what's going on. So Elon did have some fun with this. I mean, there is a little bit of comedic relief here with all this craziness. Elon said Doge to the moon. He said he's working hard on the brand. So if we look over at CoinMarketCap, we could see that Dogecoin is one of the movers right now. Look at this. So this was last night, guys. It was just trading below 8 cents. This was all last night when he came onto the Twitter space that I'm just referencing and started talking a little bit about Doge. I hopped in there and I even tweeted this out, made it public, made a little swing trade on this and made like $70 in like 5 minutes while I was listening to the Twitter space, which was pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, so this was kind of interesting that he made a little bit of a joke about this, at least kind of moved away from it a little bit. But all right, let's jump into some of the things here that Mario has been breaking down for us. Let me find, there it is. It's right over here. So here we go. Let me get that out of there. Okay, so here are some of the things that are being discussed, and this is in real time. So let's see here. There were some really good tweets down here. Okay, so it says here, breaking, the hacker is very likely to be an inexperienced insider. Kraken was also used throughout the hack to offload funds as well. At one point last night, the hackers were selling off Solana and Polygon in droves. So it's just crazy. We're learning all of this in real time. So apparently, what we found out was that yes, there were some hackers. Now, were they insiders? Probably. I mean, the timing of this just would be too ironic that outside hackers would be getting in here. Maybe they saw a loophole and saw an opportunity to jump in. But it feels like it's some kind of insider. We don't know for sure, right? We're speculating here. We're trying to find it out, and eventually, I think we will. There is word that they've found the identity of one of the hackers as well. So we'll keep tabs on that as well with all of the ongoing here things. One of the world's top experts in machine learning said insiders knew FTX was insolvent since April 2021. If this is true, we've seen an entire empire be built atop a deck of cards. There are a number of reports now coming out that people who worked at FTX were actually on video and were saying things like that they knew the funds were being transferred. So that is pretty crazy. There's an article here that I just kind of addressed. Here it is right here. FTX saga, at least $1 billion in client funds have gone missing, sources allege. Deeply sorry for anyone who was on FTX too out there, because I've heard some crazy stories about people losing their entire portfolios and they had everything on FTX. It's a terrible look for crypto right now, and it sucks. It just point blank sucks. And it will get better, though, with time. It always does. And I think crypto will be stronger for this at the end of the day. But there's going to be a lot of pain and fallout, I think, from this situation that we've not yet felt. Does that mean prices will dip extremely low? I don't know. I mean, I just think there are going to be other companies now that slowly roll out that have a lot of ties to FTX that maybe are scrambling right now, that are trying to figure out how and what to say. And that's just my thought, my thinking. Let me take a sip here. Where's the anti-sippers in chat? They're going to come at me hard. So, according to a report by news agency Reuters, at least 1 billion in client deposits have gone missing from the bankrupt cryptocurrency exchange FTX. Reuters spoke to two sources who held senior positions in FTX until this week. The sources told Reuters that SBF, the exchange's founder, former CEO, covertly moved $10 billion of customer funds from FTX to his trading company, Alameda Research. This right here is criminal. I mean, it's point blank period criminal right here. This right here. This is criminal. This is absolutely criminal. This is crazy. $10 billion basically of not his money moved into his trading company, Alameda. I mean, oh my gosh, it blows my mind. I mean, just how deep this is. Absolutely insane. They said a significant amount of the sum has vanished. One source estimated that the lost sum could be around 1.7 billion. The other stated that there was 1 billion to 2 billion deficit. Although it was well known that FTX transferred client funds to Alameda, this is the first time the lost amounts have been mentioned and recognized. And the sources allege that Bankman-Fried used a backdoor in FTX's bookkeeping system to siphon off money. They claim that the backdoor enabled Bankman-Fried to execute commands that could change the company's financial records without informing others, including external auditors. Think about this. Now, something that's very interesting, and again, I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole here. I'm not a conspiracy guy. I'm really not, okay? I'm not even into politics, but it's fascinating. Okay, it's fascinating that I tweeted this last night, that this is a fact. Okay, this is a fact, and it's interesting. This guy, Sam Bankman-Fried, was the Washington darling for crypto regulation. He was the Washington darling. He donated. Now, again, he built this empire, built this multi-billion-dollar empire in 2 years. First off, isn't that a red flag? Like 2 years, you build this multi-billion-dollar empire and just become the number one centralized exchange. It's crazy. When you really take a step back and you peel the onion back, we should have had some red flag meters going off. We really should have. But this is a fact, guys. SBF from FTX donated $56 million to the Democratic Party. $56 million to the Democratic Party. These are also facts. The fact that he was in the Bahamas hanging out with Bill Clinton, who, of course, very, very powerful guy in the Democratic Party. He was the Washington darling for crypto regulation. This situation is just insane. There's so much more to this entire story. I stand by that. I don't know if it'll ever fully come out, but guys, I mean, isn't that interesting that he donated this much money? I mean, what's going on, right? Again, I am not a guy that, the tinfoil hat kind of stuff. That's not who I am. It's really not. But this can't be denied. This is a fact. And it's just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So I'm going to hit up some chats here. Nutsack's in the house. What's up, Nut? No matter what, he will be going to prison. I 100% agreed. Unless, there are some people, Nut, saying that he's safe because of what's on screen right now. He's safe. That somehow, some way, he's going to escape this. I mean, if he somehow escapes this, then we know there's even more and more to this story. I mean, who knows, right? Now, I want to talk more about some things related to the hack because a friend of mine, you guys probably know him, Moonshot. He's very technical from TARP. So he had some insights and just want to kind of share his thoughts because he's got a different take on it than all of us because of his background. So I'm just going to read this to you because, okay, I'm just going to read what he said. So this is coming from a buddy of mine. This is his take on it. Okay, I'm not going to pull this up on screen because it's in my Twitter DMs and what have you. So here's what he said. Here's what we stand if you're looking into the entire FTX thing. So let me pull up this Moonshot's Twitter page so you know who's saying this. And he wrote this to me. Let's see, just Moonshot. You guys probably know him in the space. Here is what we stand. Here is where we stand if you're looking into the entire FTX thing. These are all his words, okay? It's not TARP, but Advantis TARP token. Number one, Alameda and FTX are the team, quote unquote, the team. Anytime Sam talks about the team, he's talking about Alameda. January of this year, I think it was, the Japanese firm who was looking to work with FTX Japan saw the books and got spooked. There's a CoinDesk article on it if you're interested. So that was back in January. Number three, he says, large majority share of FTT was owned by FTX. That's a big red flag. Again, they were using the FTT token as collateral. That's what's very different here with this exchange than other exchanges. I'm not saying all exchanges are safe. I'm not saying you shouldn't get all of your funds off of centralized exchanges at this point. All I'm saying is this situation is different because they were using the FTT token as collateral, right? And he says, and Alameda, they traded to themselves to keep the price of FTT around $22. They then used that to leverage loans. This is why when CZ said he was going to sell Caroline, Caroline said, we will buy all FTT from you at $22. CZ went a different route, which caused the house of cards to collapse. Number four, FTX was really run by a small group of Sam's friends who all pretty much lived together. We're all dating and partying with one another. Think Wolf of Wall Street style. This has been coming out too, that they were, it was like orgies and just all kind of craziness, right? You probably won't be far from this comparison when you think of Wolf of Wall Street. Number five, Sam's mother runs Mind the Gap, the group that paid $20 million to the Democrats to get them back into the House in 2018. Let me say that again. Sam's mother runs Mind the Gap, the group that paid $20 million. $20 million. And Sam put up $56 million to the Democrats to get them back into the House in 2018. Also, high up on the fundraising team for Joe Biden. He gave a lot of money to Joe Biden, $56 million to the Democratic Party. I think it was roughly, I can't remember the number. It was either 16 or 14 million specifically to Joe Biden. There was a breakdown. I'm not going to say which one it is because I can't remember exactly, but it was either he gave 16 million to Joe Biden or 40 out of that 56 million to Joe Biden. Either way, it's a lot of money. Number six, Joe Biden's campaign's second largest backing was FTX and Mind the Gap. Think about that. Joe Biden's campaign, second largest backing was FTX and Mind the Gap. Sam and his mom. Sam went on record and said he was willing to spend $1 billion in capital. $1 billion in capital on the up-and-coming 2024 election for Joe Biden. Caroline's father was Gary Gensler's boss. Caroline's father was Gary Gensler's boss at MIT, which eventually led to his job at, you guessed it, the SEC. Now, this is what Moonshot said about the actual hack. This reminds me of the old exit scams of old. Exchange over leverages, stops trading, gets hacked, owners flee. Just saying, it's not overly original. Hope this helps in your research. Absolutely insane. Okay. Just this is what I mean. This story is so deep right now. I mean, it is crazy. Okay. And again, I am not a political guy. Don't take this the wrong way. I'm just giving you the facts here. Like I don't care. Politics don't do it for me. But the fact of the matter is what was just said. I mean, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. 56 million, guys. 56 million. 56 million. I mean, think about that. $56 million. Because here's the reason I am Money Magnet. Anytime you're donating this amount of money to I don't care what political party it is. Okay, I'm not political. I don't care. Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, whatever, green, purple, orange party, it doesn't matter. Anytime you invest this much money or donate this much money to a political party, there's an incentive for that party to help you out. Or that's not just here you go, right? I mean, he was the Washington darling for crypto regulation. They loved him in Washington, and he just pulled the plug on everybody, dude. He pulled the plug on everybody. He's the reason why all of these things happen this year in crypto. That's why this is a big deal. He was revered, right? Now, is there a chance that the Democratic Party didn't see this coming and they thought SBF was a good guy? Sure, there's a chance, but don't you think it's weird that he went out of his way to donate all this money to politics and then ended up being the worst guy in cryptocurrency ever? I mean, think about that. Was it just smoke and mirrors? There's a lot to unpack here. Listen, I don't want to sit here and say this is what it is. Again, I'm not a tinfoil hat guy. I'm just saying there's a lot here to still unpack. There's a lot of insight that we're missing, and I don't know if it'll ever fully come to fruition. All I'm saying is it's deeper than just one guy, turning a company. It's deeper than that. It's not just a rug pull of a company. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Okay. There's a lot of stuff going on here that we are not really addressing. So and again, we don't fully know. So it's hard, right? It's hard to fully address it, but there's just some interesting insight. I'm going to go back over to Mario's page here. He's had a ton of good stuff. So Mr. Pilecki, thank you for becoming a member. Agnieszka, did I say that right? Sorry if I'm missing some super chats, guys. Steve, Zach plus Claybro would make a great super chat. Thanks. Steve, I know Clay. I mean, I just know him through YouTube. I'd love to have him on, man. Or go on his channel. Definitely, that'd be awesome. Steve, thanks so much for the donation there. Let's see. So Indian Heart says, is this the end of crypto? No, I don't think it's the end of crypto, but it's certainly going to change crypto forever. I think it's certainly going to change crypto forever. Okay. I think crypto is going to look completely different, and a lot of it's going to stem from heavy regulation. They're going to come after stable coins, in my opinion. Right. But I don't think it's all bad. I think we have to use this as a huge, huge learning lesson. I am working to get everything off of centralized exchanges. I'm almost there. Okay. I do have a little bit still. I mean, here's the thing. When you trade, you eventually got to get it into a centralized exchange, though, right? I mean, to actually cash out. And for me, that's still going to be Coinbase, because they're a publicly traded company, because they don't have a token that is working as collateral, right? So it's my best bet right now in the United States that Coinbase will survive. And is it Coinbase and Binance right now? Probably. But at the end of the day, I mean, when you're looking at which crypto you want to have, like in for a long time, we've got to get it on cold storage. We've got to get it on, a Nano X. We got to get it off exchanges, point blank, period. And I've got some of my stuff over there. All of my Cardano now, that is a long-term hold for me. It is on my Nano X now. It's gone. It's off of the exchanges. So that was a big portion of my portfolio. That's over there. I've got my Ethereum now is all moved over there. I've just got some ancillary things I've got to get over there as well. But it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And crypto.com is feeling some FUD now from all of this. I don't know if you guys saw that as well. There's just so many things happening here. Sorry, guys. I mean, I'm jumping all over the place, but my brain's just firing, and I'm thinking of all this kind of stuff going on at once. So you'll see, guys, if we scroll down and sort it by 24-hour here, one of the top losers here is Kronos, down 9%. So there's a lot of FUD being started about Kronos now, given their reserve situation. They hold a lot of SHIB, and they don't necessarily have a lot of reserves. And I mean, I think they're safe as long as they're not using Crow as collateral here. I mean, we'll see. But it's hard to tell. Let's see what people are saying here. So let's go latest here. I saw some stuff early this morning. So there was some info coming that people couldn't withdraw. I mean, I will say this. I transferred some money off of crypto.com today, okay? And it worked perfectly. I did get it out of there. I still have Crow on there. So right now, the only thing I have on crypto.com is Crow. I transferred my SHIB out of there. Just playing it safe, guys. I'm not, I still like Crow. I really do. But this is a crazy time right now. I mean, I'm trying to figure it out too. I'm not, I don't have all the answers here either. I'm just trying to figure it out. So I moved, my H bar. I had H bar over there in SHIB, as well as some USDC. I moved all of that off of crypto.com today. The only thing I have over there now is my Crow. So, but this has been a good thing. Over the past few days, major crypto exchanges, including Binance, OKX, KuCoin, and Crypto.com, committed to sharing their proof of reserves to regain investor confidence. That is a good thing. And Crypto.com revealed that $2.8 billion in Bitcoin and altcoin reserve and bid for transparency. A lot of that was SHIB, ETH, and Bitcoin. Here's their breakdown right here. That last column is others, 20%, but you got BTC at 31, SHIB at 20, ETH at 17, USDC at about 6, USDT at about 5, and then 20% is that gray bar right there in others. No, I did not sell my Crow coin. No, I'm still holding it. I've got it in a couple different places. I cleaned house and moved to storage. I personally believe Crow, Coinbase, RB, and Webull should be fine. But be safe and take your shiz into your own hands. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you've got to make the moves that are best for you. A lot of famous people with a lot invested in FTX have lost tons of money. I guarantee you that since the big boys lost so much money, the SEC will surely get involved. I agree. Dean, I've got it on my ledger. I've got it on my ledger. That was one I needed to focus. I needed to get that off an exchange a while ago. I was just, being lazy, point blank. I mean, I was being lazy, and I needed to do that. So, because I have a lot of Cardano. Super chat coming in from Nutsack. Something I've always said: keep your crypto off the exchanges, put them in your own personal ledger. Yep. You can leave crypto in the exchanges, but only the amount you're okay to lose in case of anything like this happens. I agree. Like some on there, like that you're actively trading or something like that. I agree with you, Nut. And I have slowly started moving things off exchanges, but now more so than ever before. So SD says, Zach, here's what I've dug up on this. SBF was in bed with the SEC, among other shadow entities, to gain full regulatory control over the centralized exchange business. I don't know exactly if that's how it went down, man. I really don't. But, it's crazy. There's a lot more to unpack in this story. I will say that. There's no doubt. Steve says, you see BTC to 14 end of the year. Binance support sucks. Don't trust Binance either. Feel let down by Binance. Hold 6K there. Trust no exchange. Hashtag tweet this. Yeah, I hear you, man. Everybody's calling for Bitcoin to go down to 14K. I don't know if it'll actually get down that low. But, anything's possible. Right now, we're sitting just under 17. I mean, anything can happen here. There's no doubt about it. But we'll just have to see. I mean, this FTX stuff is hard to forecast right now because we don't know exactly what else will come of it and what further fallout there could be. Okay. So we're just going to have to kind of wait and see what happens here. But there could be more fallout. I mean, there could be a lot of other companies that we don't know about yet that are really impacted by this, but just haven't come out and publicly said anything yet. Right. Similar to what happened with BlockFi kind of quite right after this. Right. So, we'll wait and see. I mean, it's going to be an interesting time in crypto for a while here. We're just going to have to kind of muddle our way through it. I do think, from an overall macroeconomic standpoint, things are looking a little bit better. CPI data came in better than expected, so that's good. We'll have the Fed meeting in about a month from now. I'm guessing they only move at 50 basis points, which should in theory be bullish, but we'll see. How do you migrate your Xenu tokens? RC, go to their Telegram, Discord, go to their official channel, and they will help you do this. I'm not sure if they used Everrise or what have you, but go to their official resources there and find out exactly how they're doing it. How to make fiat money without exchanges. How to make fiat money without exchanges. Well, no, TE, you're right. I mean, in order to get it back into fiat and like cash it out, you've got to go through a centralized entity. Yeah, unless you plan on spending, your Bitcoin on a Tesla or something. So, yes, you could transfer from Webull. What's your short-term prediction for Solana? So Solana's got a lot of interesting things happening with it right now. It's obviously getting decimated by the whole FTX situation. It's getting kind of smeared quite a bit here. But I'm looking at Solana as high risk, high reward, right? I don't think Solana is going to collapse and just go away. I think eventually it will bounce and come back. Even if it doesn't even get back to its all-time high, let's just like take a conservative estimate and say it only gets back to like a fraction of this at like 150. Like, the all-time high was well over that 250. Even if it gets back to 150, I mean, you're still looking at a really good return, especially if this thing comes down even more to like $10, right? I'm really looking at Solana around 10, $11. If we can get it down there, I'll probably add a little bit more and hang on to it. But I haven't been like the biggest proponent of Sol. I'm more in line with Cardano. Guys, speaking of Cardano, I am going to play some of this clip from Charles Hoskinson. I think it's absolutely gold. And I want to pull it up here. And I think it's so important for us to listen to this. And I think he nailed it. And he was talking about the FTX situation. So I want to share this with you guys. And I think it's super, 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 super important. So let me find out exactly where this was.
Some sort of blackmail or compromise or
Here we go.
their own ego. They will in some way, some form become an agent for bad instead of good. Thus, we must put our faith in things that cannot change. And because natural law doesn't govern social systems, we need blockchain technology in order to enforce that upon us. We need to have an artificial law of physics, of social physics, blockchain, to help us through. That's why I signed up for this industry. That's why I'm here. Not to have all the blocks in a blockchain be OFAC compliant, not to have everything be permissioned, not to have everybody have to go through KYC to do something. That's somebody else's dream. It's more in line with the people that want to feed you insects and say that you should own nothing. I signed up to give people liberty and freedom.
Wait till you hear what he says here, guys.
Has to focus on
Be patient here.
That has to be the point. That has to be what we do and why we pursue what we pursue. And if you're not aligned with that, that's okay. But I really would like you to take a moment and have some deep reflection of why do you pursue the things you pursue in life? And what's the point of all of this? Being a very wealthy man myself, I can assure you that if you ever do get to some mystical wealth that you seek, it actually will not materially change your happiness. It will not make your life that much better. There will be a short-term jubilation, but then there'll be a hedonic amnesia where all those good feelings fade away and you still realize that you're starved for meaning and purpose in life. The truth of the matter is that people matter, relationships matter, friends matter, family matter, and ultimately ideas matter. How we treat each other matter. This world is falling apart. It's led by unsustainable practices, corrupt and broken institutions. It's led by people who shouldn't lead us. And it's reinforced again and again with cynicism. And you're convinced to go along with it because you have a mistaken belief that if you just get a little bit more money, it'll all go away and get better for you. Not realizing that that's actually a lie. It doesn't change. The frustrations are exactly the same. Just ask the billionaires in China who offended Xi. So when we look to the future, the power of cryptocurrencies is the first time in any of our lives we've actually had the ability to make a difference, to do things differently, to think differently, to change the way that the game works, to change the way that we can achieve great things. We can fundamentally transform everything, from how we vote to the notion of our identity, to take back our privacy, and even change the whole models of how businesses work. We can get rid of presidents and CEOs. We can own a little bit of everything.
Okay, so that's one little clip. I want to show you this one too. So this is the one I was actually looking for. That was good insight too. But this one here, this is the one I listened to last night.
In a blockchain be OFAC compliant, not to have everything be permission.
Where is it? Hold on.
Everybody have to go through KYC to do something. That's somebody else's dream. But again, with cynicism.
Hold on. Let me find it.
For this industry, for all of us. And we really have to dig deep and ask ourselves why we're here and why we're fighting and what we're fighting for. And we have to really come to terms with the fact that this industry was born with an idea of liberty and freedom, and that's being rapidly lost. And there's not many of those threads left as we look to all the projects out there, the custodians and actors involved, and how the industry's materialized and matured. Anytime there's a crisis, an event, something bad that happens, it's an opportunity for all of us to return to first principles, or it's an opportunity for us just to simply throw up our hands, become cynical, and give up. I'm not going to give up. I'm going to return to first principles because that's where I live and I'm most comfortable with. Tomorrow, it's just another day. Sunday is just another day. Monday is just another day, and it's a reset. It's an opportunity to try to do your best. There's a lot of code to be written, a lot of papers to be written, and ultimately a lot of people to persuade that this way of doing things long-term is the best way. We will encumber, as an ecosystem, more criticism over the next 6 to 9 months than we have ever received before, from all the usual suspects, the media, politicians, and many people in the mainstream who have very legitimate causes because many of them have lost money or know people who have lost money. And they're filled with anger and they want to lash out. In some cases, they were defrauded and scammed. It is important that we don't lose sight of that and have empathy and understanding. It's important that we have to stop criticizing people. We have to stop throwing hand grenades at each other. We just recently had an election in America. There was a lot of talk.
All right, hold on one second now. So this is something else he was saying yesterday.
As many of you know, good feelings fade away and used to standards, failures that can occur. History was born, but those who had the audacity to, it's made up of people at the end of energy. I'm optimistic we can.
Here we go.
Tired of criticism, straight one message that was very clear.
Here we go.
It was a dual rejection of the two political parties. The incumbents were not rewarded with a monopoly on power, but those who had the audacity to replace them were not rewarded with a clear mandate. Rather, they were told, give us something better. And if we take that lesson to heart, we can realize that there's a great degree of fatigue amongst everyday people about fighting. We're all tired. We're tired of hate. We're tired of criticism. We're tired of name calling. We're tired of labels. We're tired of dealing with the constant war every single day. We're tired of looking at people that we used to consider to be friends and neighbors and now view them as the other because they don't happen to believe in the same things we believe in. Cryptocurrency is not divorced from this. It's made up of people at the end of the rainbow. And so people do what they do. And they've taken these politics of personal destruction into the cryptocurrency industry. So we have to ask ourselves, do we want to continue doing that? As we return to first principles and we endure the criticism over the next 6 to 9 months, deserved and undeserved, the only thing we can choose to do is continue to believe and personally, each and every one of us, be better, conduct ourselves better, fight harder, and keep the faith. You don't deserve a beautiful city upon a hill unless you're prepared to walk up the hill. And in some cases, you have to build the city. And we don't deserve a great future unless we're willing to fight for it and believe in it and endure the hardships of the journey to get there. There is a promised land and there's something magical on the horizon. And I really honestly believe in the goodness of people. You can either decide to be a cynic or an optimist. It takes the same amount of energy. I'm optimistic we can get there if we have the right mentality. And FTX is a waypoint. It's a crossroads. This, rolled up with all the things that have happened this year, is a lesson of what not to do. And we just have to ask ourselves how to do things differently. At least with Cardano, we do have a path forward. Very shortly, next week, we'll be talking about the MBO and the governance of Cardano, the Age of Voltaire. Two great events, Scott Fest to open up a bunch of labs and celebrate our great collaboration with the University of Edinburgh, and the Cardano Foundation's Cardano Summit. We'll be at both. And there it's an invitation for the community to work with us to build a substantially better governance layer than any cryptocurrency has ever enjoyed and harness the power of our community. This will only work with the tireless participation of each and every one of you and the moral character for each and every one of you to rise to the occasion, listen, learn, and assist each other, and treat each other with some empathy. We need to do that. We need to be better. And only when we are a model for the rest of the industry do we have the right to lecture the industry on them being better. And I think we can. So let's look to 2023 as the year of Voltaire and the year to show the cryptocurrency industry what needs to be done. And once we've won that fight, to show the world how to do it. Rick McCracken often says we're going for number one, and I honestly do believe we have a shot at it. And what going for number one means to me is that we become the world financial operating system, and we give everyone economic identity and bank all the unbanked. And as a direct result of that work, we change everything, and we all play a fair game. I think we can do that. But it's your decision as much as it is mine. There's no one who's going to do this for you. Crypto is not a game of wait and see, buy and hold, and magically it'll happen. It's a participatory sport. You have to get dirty. You have to get off the bleachers, get into the game. You have to go for the ball. And each and every one of you has a part to play. Something to do, something to build, something to learn. Because this is as much yours as it is mine or anyone else's, and only together will we actually get there. Apart, we won't. It will fail. And that is the lesson of Luna, FTX, Celsius, and all the things that came before and unfortunately will come after. I hope we can do this together, and I believe we will. Thanks for listening, everyone.
So I listened to this whole thing last night. It's up on his Twitter page. It's 26 minutes long, but he goes through kind of his whole thought process on FTX, and then he kind of goes into a bigger message. And I love that bigger message of, you know, when push comes to shove, what are we going to do, right? Are we going to fold? But we got to start, you know, basically setting ourselves up for a better 2023. And I just love the message there. And man, Charles for president. I agree, man. I agree. That would be phenomenal. But yeah, so many things happening. Let's see what else they've got cooking here. So many things being discussed here. Yeah, so this was something that I touched on a little bit. So Elon confirmed it last night in the Twitter space I was in, that Sam Bankman-Fried offered billions to finance the Twitter acquisition, says he set off his BS detector. That was interesting. He basically said right here, accurate, he set off my BS detector, which is why I did not think he had $3 billion. Just a crazy story here unfolding, guys, and absolutely insane. Let's see what Mario has said around here. So David Gockstein weighing in, he says FTX and FTX.us weren't hacked. This had to be an inside job by SBF and his crew. They played this entire industry, and ripple effects haven't been felt yet. I agree with this 100%. There's going to be more fallout, unfortunately, and it's hard for us to forecast what that looks like right now, but I agree that there will be more fallout here to come in the short term. So just know that as we, continue to monitor this, and especially if we're like active traders, right? So absolutely insane. And let's see here. How crazy was this space, Mario? 372,000 people tuned in. Elon, when Elon was on, there were about 70,000 people on the Twitter space. They're still live right now talking about that. Let's take a look at the overall market here. Pretty flat. Bitcoin still at 16.9, Ethereum at 1,200 and some change. Let's see. ICP price prediction for the long term. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've never been a huge proponent of ICP, but admittedly, I have not, gone into much research into it either. But the reason why it tipped me off that I didn't like it is how centralized it was. Same thing can be said for Solana. I understand that too, but I'm a big Cardano fan. So am I. So am I. You got to kind of put your faith in somebody, right? I mean, a lot of people put their faith in Sam Bankman-Fried, didn't work out. But I think Charles is a genuine person. I think he's trying to solve the real problems that blockchain can solve, whether it's, the real use of NFTs and digital ownership in the future, and putting, students' test scores in Africa on the blockchain. He's really going after big problems. And I think that is going to shine light on why crypto and blockchain need to be part of our futures. And I think a lot of these projects that are top projects, a lot of them are still very speculative. And I think Cardano gets a lot of flack for moving slow, right? And, in talking to some people, though, they still think Cardano is a great investment for the long term. We just got to be willing to wait, because they don't move fast. They don't move fast, and they don't run on hype. They're actually trying to solve the big problems, and those take time. Those take time. And everybody has their opinions, right? I mean, I get it. TRX, don't be fooled by Charles, please. I mean, that's fine. Everybody's gonna have their opinions, and we're all trying to figure this thing out, man. I mean, we're all here just trying to figure this thing out. Just followed you on Twitter. Thanks, A Mercy. Appreciate that. Yeah, guys, if you want to follow me on Twitter over here, that's at Z_Humphries. Would definitely welcome you over here. And appreciate that, man. But, man, this saga is just insane. CZ was right all along about FTX. In the grand scheme of things, FTX effed up. Yeah, and they knowingly effed up, Luke. That's the big problem. They knew exactly what they were doing. This wasn't like a bad business move that went wrong. They were strategically doing things that were just wrong, that were completely illegal, right? I mean, think about this. The sources told Reuters that Bankman-Fried, the exchange's founder and former CEO, covertly moved $10 billion of customer funds from FTX to his trading company, Alameda Research. I mean, he did this knowingly, right? Like I mean, it's crazy. I use Cardano blockchain for our Boeing supply chain project. Charles is awesome. That's awesome, Dean. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like real world use cases. That's where Charles is at right now. And yes, it doesn't have, the speculative nature to it that many other projects have. Yes, it moves slower. Yes, they have delays, but they have a process. And, I'm going to stay invested in Cardano. Along with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Those are my three. I think one thing I've learned from all of this so far is to really simplify things and just look at the real projects that have utility. Going back into 2021, I'm relatively new to crypto, guys. I'm learning. And I made a lot of mistakes last year in 2021. I'm not going to invest in these DeFi projects that launch with no utility, that have all these hopes and dreams anymore. I made those mistakes. And 2021 humbled a lot of people, including myself, into thinking that, everything is just going to go to the moon and everything's just going to work out. And it's not. And it's easy to say that now. But last year, we were kind of caught in this cycle of you could throw a dart at anything and it was going up, right? But I've reached this point in my now, a little over 2 years in crypto. Yeah, I bought a little bit back in 2017 Bitcoin, but I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But really being into crypto the last 2 years, I've learned a lot. And 2021 while it was a great year for so many people because you can, again, throw darts and just hit bullseyes, you see the other side of it here this year, right? And the industry going through a lot of this turmoil, and it's taught me a lot. It's humbled me a lot, and I've learned a lot. And hopefully you can say the same, right? Hopefully you're using this year as a big learning lesson and coming out of it with, okay, well, we've seen the best and we've seen the worst in these last 2 years if you've been around that long. And I mentioned this tweet this morning, and I mean this. Like, I'm done with startup DeFi projects that don't have utility day one. Now, there are a lot of new companies that come out that are doing good, that launch with utility. I will look at those. But I got burned on a lot of projects last year. I work with a lot of projects that, let's just call it what it is, they didn't do what they said they were going to do. At the end of the day, none of us hold the keys to the kingdom with these projects. We're at the mercy of devs. We're at the mercy of people doing what they say they're going to do. Right? I mean, a lot of the things we invest in are speculative in nature. They are. But you know what's less speculative? Bitcoin, Ethereum. These are less speculative, right? Now, sure, are there a lot of gains to be had with new projects that burst on the scene? Sometimes. But at the end of the day, more often than not, you're going to get burned. So that's why, for me, what I learned in 2021 is, and now at the end of 2022, I only want to focus on blue chips. I only want to focus on diversifying my portfolio into blue chips from the crypto space, blue chips and new companies that launch with utility. In addition to that, stock market and real estate, growing this business that I do and love every single day on YouTube. I mean, that's my focus now. I don't want to focus on the next, thing that could go crazy but then it's short-lived and you got to time it perfectly. And our industry needs to take a step forward. And I think we need to move away from these speculative plays if we really want to be taken seriously by the masses. And admittedly, I made a lot of mistakes last year. Talked about a lot of projects that haven't done well. I mean, nothing has done well this year, right? I mean, you've got top projects down 80, 90%, right? But again, all the reason why that money would have been better suited in the Bitcoins, the Ethereums, the Cardanos, the Algorands, the Polygons of the world, right? So I've learned a lot, and hopefully you guys have too so far. Charles is the GOAT, doing it right. Patience is key, folks. Yeah, I agree. I think he's taking his time with things, and I think, that's something we don't see enough of in crypto. I think everybody's trying to rush and sell you on a hope and a dream and a roadmap, right? Whereas he's like, hey, we're solving big problems. This is going to take time. This is going to take time. Yeah, Saitama was one of those, 100%. And you know what? I made a good amount of money on Saitama, and a lot of people did, Jim. But at the end of the day, I was sold on the vision. Weren't you? Wasn't everybody? The vision was spectacular. They just didn't deliver. That's not that we're not devs on the project. We're just being told on by them what they're going to do and what they were trying to do. And again, I've said this on record way back in earlier this year and last year, of course, was I was sold on the educational side of it. I was sold on the community that was growing and the dev team that looked to be upfront and trying to do good. Now, we learned over time that was not the case. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for everybody involved. A lot of people lost a lot of money if you didn't get out. If you weren't in there at the right time, a lot of people lost a lot of money. And this isn't the only example. There's a ton of examples of this. Ton of examples. Yeah, Wolverine. Yeah, there's projects like this, Cornell, 100%. I never invested in Wolverine myself, but there were a lot of these, let's just call them what they are, shitcoins, speculative tokens. I mean, but there were some ones that had some grand visions and even had like a good plan, but they didn't do it. They didn't deliver. Yeah, their vision was great. I mean, I don't want to go down the line and just bash projects because that's not my style, right? I don't want to do that and bash people who, may still be invested or hurt anybody in some type of way. But we know there are a lot of them out there. And again, I was just stepping foot into crypto, so I was a little naive. I think everybody was. If you just got into crypto last year or late 2020, we were naive to think that all of these things were going to do well. But what can you do about it? You can learn about it and move on and grow from it, right? That's what we can do. And that's why I haven't worked with any of these small startup companies in a long, long time. There have been a few that, again, I thought were doing great things, and I was proven wrong. So I'm being very, very diligent now in working with a lot of these startups that say they're going to do things. I want to see it before I invest in it. I want to see it. And, there are a few out there, obviously I'm working with Clear Cryptos. Clear Cryptos to me was very different. I saw it. They launched with utility. Yes, they're in DeFi, but I saw it. And they have 175 plus people working there. Those are the type of companies I want to work with now moving forward. And my focus needs to be on blue chips. I'm shifting my content to mostly blue chips and quality companies. And I'm growing. I'm learning. I'm figuring it out. I'm evolving. I'm changing with the times. And I got humbled quite a bit in 2021. And I think a lot of people did. So when 1 billion Sol will be unlocked. So so that's a really good point. So it was supposed to be unlocked yesterday or the 10th, but they delayed that. So let's see if there's an update on that. So that Solana is still supposed to be unlocked. They delayed it because the fear of everything kind of going down. So let's see. I don't know what the latest is on that front. We just covered it recently. So what I found was it was on the aggregator here. Hold on, let's see. Solana. Let's see if we have something up here. So this is probably going to get at it. Let's see here. Trading volume, blah, 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 blah. So the FTX crisis is a hot topic in the market right now. Let's have a close look at Sol. Let's see. It was supposed to be delayed 2 days. In the last few days, speculators witnessed a volatile market. Okay. So I'm trying to find the article that I had up that I did my video on. So basically, yeah, that's still that those tokens are still going to be unlocked here. Token Solana unlock here. Let me find it here. I got to find this article in here because it's important. I see everybody in chat, guys. I appreciate it. I'm going to come back and chat here in just a minute. Guys, if you haven't hit that like button, definitely do it for us. Really helps us out. If you're getting some value here, if you want to show your support, I don't need super chats. Just hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm here for you guys and for the long term, man. I want to continue to learn together and grow together. This industry is changing and evolving. We've been saying it. And, if you want to come along for the ride, subscribe to the channel. So let's see, where the heck is that article that I had pulled up? Here, you know what? Let me go to Google. So Solana token unlock. Here it is. Okay, so hold on, I gotta send a text message real quick. Solana unlock postponed, but it is enough to save Sol from declining. So this is what they decided to do. Here you go. The Solana unlock has been scheduled on November 10th, but the Solana Foundation said it in a recent update that the date has been moved. This amounts to about 5.4% of the entire supply. Okay. Or 28.5 million Sol from 250 accounts that were scheduled to be unstaked at the conclusion of Epoch 370. The Sol, however, has been restaked and unlocking had been delayed. I had heard it was going to be delayed for 2 days. which would put it like tomorrow it'd be unlocked. And that's why I'm expecting Solana to sell off further. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, right? And everybody that gets their tokens unlocked aren't going to sell all at once. I understand that, and people will still buy, but I do expect it to come down further, and I'm waiting to kind of see where it falls and where it ends up. That's kind of how I'm playing it here for me. So let's see. I invested in XRP since 2016. I know the utility. I know how it works. I've read all the white papers, and that's why I'm still investing. It takes time. Nut, I appreciate you, man, and appreciate you being such a strong member in the community, man. You've taught me a lot, man. So Nut says keep your eye on XRP. He's a big proponent of XRP. Steve, I appreciate you too, man. I see you out there. Everybody, I really appreciate you guys hanging here. So, Money Magnet, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Good job, Zach. Success is always lurking somewhere, and chance favors the prepared. Going hiking out. Dude, I am so jealous of your pictures all the time, bro. It looks phenomenal out there, man. Enjoy it. It's a great day to go for a hike, man. And thank you so much for all your support, brother. Really, really appreciate it. Johnny Crypto, man, it's been a long time, brother. What's going on, man? What's going on? How we doing, man? Thoughts on VeChain? Tatted Grizzly, what's up, bro? Thoughts on VeChain? It has legit partnerships. I like VeChain a lot. It doesn't get enough publicity, in my opinion, as well. Tatted, I like VeChain quite a bit. What's your thoughts on Crow Coin dropping? Yeah, there's a lot of FUD being spread right now about Crow. It's coming back up a little bit here. Okay. It's down about, it's not down anything like crazy. It's down 8%. I'm hanging in there right now. I'm waiting for them to kind of even be more transparent. Yes, they've showed their proof of reserves. I think more information will come out. Hopefully, Chris and company continue to give us investor confidence there. Love the brand, but it's a tough time right now because everybody's questioning everything when it comes to centralized exchanges right now, and we're learning. We're learning as we go, right? We're learning as we go. I've been in ADA since 2020. It's my biggest holding. Hope it doesn't fail. The King, I hear you, bro. What difference does it make if all exchanges fail? You will lose it all anyways. Well, that's the point we were making. MTB is not to keep your money on exchanges. Have control of your keys. Gala too inflationary. I still like Gala a lot. I know it's been decimated, but I still like the future there. It's very speculative. I get that. This mistake should be learned. What are your thoughts on Crow? Okay, we got that. I dumped most of my bags a few months ago, down to mostly blue chips. Now, aside from a few, BTC, ETH, ADA, Link, SHIB, Gala, Algo, Crow, hodling all. Thanks, Zach. What you do for us, keep it up. Jerry, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Thanks so much for being such an awesome member of the community. Honestly, I have only ever held a handful of tokens outside the top 100. Elon, VVS, DAP, Radar, and one or two. I can't remember. I only hold Elon now. The future token of Mars, right? Eric, I don't know exactly if FTX goes. What happens now with Voyager? There's still going to be, I think Voyager's made a few statements about this. So hopefully they get picked up by a Binance or something like that. But they did speak on this a little bit. So here we go. It says, as a result of the Chapter 11 filing by FTX and FTX US, we have reopened the bidding process and are in active discussions with alternative bidders. So they're looking for another bidder right now to come in and save Voyager. I think eventually we'll find one. I think it'll be Binance or one of the big ones like that. So there you go. They're looking for another bidder. Thank you, Zach. Very powerful message by Hoskinson. You provided great content. Much appreciated. Jojo, yeah, I watched that last night. I wanted to share that. I mean, that's a bigger message of where we are right now and where we need to go, right? We need to see the bigger picture. And I think that's important. So that seems to be better than ADA's long-term investment. Certainly has a lot of use case. I like them both. ADP, I like them both. But yeah, VeChain has a ton of use case. And Charles, in that 26-minute clip, actually talked about not VeChain, but talked about supply chain and how blockchain can certainly aid in the supply chain issues that we're finding ourselves in, right now in our world. So SD, I don't know that. Aren't most of the Sol tokens locked up in the $100 plus range, much like the Ethereum? I don't know, actually. But the total number's big, SD. The total number's big. World Cup in a number of days. Which team do I support? I know. Let's see. The King, I appreciate that, man. If you guys would hit that like button and subscribe, definitely means the world to me, man. I appreciate you, bro. If it's not ISO 2022 compliant, I would be weary with regulation being discussed. Yeah, big time regulations coming, man. There's no doubt about it. This will only proliferate regulation. So, I'm going to be making some moves accordingly. I'll be, public with some of these things. I mean, I'm looking to move all of my stuff off centralized exchanges now, except just a very little bit on Coinbase that I'll actively trade with. That's kind of where I'm going with my future. But I'm still actively working some things out and how I want to compile my portfolio moving forward too, to try to forecast what's going to happen here with regulation. So everybody's got to do that, and everybody should own their own strategy. I mean, listen to others, but form your own strategy. It's important. Take the time to form your strategy, listen to a lot of things, and write down your goals. Where are you trying to get to? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish here? Do I think the bull run will be pushed back a year or two because of big money and retail money exited the crypto space and need time to regain trust? It's hard to tell, right, Chris? Because here's the thing. When we put this in perspective, the $600 million hack, it's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, the industry's still worth $850 billion, and there's still a lot of money that's on the sidelines now. And a lot of that money could come back into crypto. I just think we need some insight into what regulation is going to look like. So could that happen next year? It could. But, a lot can change in a short amount of time. We're going to have to see what inflation does, what happens with the war right now going on. There's a lot of things that can impact the markets for next year. I just can't see 2023 being as bad as it is this year. I mean, this year's just been absolutely crazy bad. Chainlink's going to be a monster. I agree. I agree, SD 100%. And I think that's a great one for the future. It just seems like it's not going anywhere. I'll tell you another one that doesn't get a lot of love, but all of a sudden it's ranked number 16, guys. Litecoin. It's an OG. It's been around for a very long time. So, I mean, just keep that in mind. Litecoin, they've added 43 million new addresses this year. It's one that I often overlook as well. Don't forget, Litecoin used to be just known as Bitcoin, the silver to Bitcoin's gold. A lot of people say, don't sleep on Litecoin. Can a big bank start their own chain ledger to replace XRP? Technically, yeah, they could. And listen, I think some form of CBDC is coming. I think stable coins are enemy number one when it comes to regulation. Timmy, I've got a Nano X ledger, most of them over there. And I'm holding some things on MetaMask, of course, too, on the decentralized side of things. But I'm still moving some things around and kind of seeing where I'm at and what I want to do here, right? A lot of it comes down to if and when I can take some losses too. I've got to look at my tax situation, so that's always something to consider too. Make sure you're speaking with somebody on that front, whether or not taking losses is beneficial to you or not. Let's see. Oh, I see what you're saying, SD. Well, I mean, when did they start staking it, though? I don't know when those people who have it staked started staking it. Were they like super, super early investors? I haven't looked too much into that. I don't know. Adam Ethmatic Algo Volt. What's up, Crypto Connor? Yes, we need purpose. However, nothing happens without a boatload of money to support it, especially living in a system that is monetarily focused. It's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. But it's more than that, right? It is more than just dollars and cents. And I think Charles's message there was very, very important and a very good one for all of us. And notice that he said, "Hey, we're going to get through this," and he still thinks there's room to innovate. There's time for cryptocurrency to grow, and we'll come out on the right side of this. But it's going to be a long road, and we've got to learn from this situation. And I agree with all of that. there's going to be probably some more fallout before, we make a turn here for the better. But, you know, if you guys haven't hit that like button, make sure you guys do that for us real quick. Also, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. It's totally free to do both. So subscribe to that channel. Hit that little notification bell too. Let you know every time we go live. Set all alerts on there. A lot of people have been saying they're not getting alerts. So make sure you guys hit that notification bell so you know when I'm putting out content. Just wanted to thank you, bro, for your words. I'm scared, but staying positive, holding thousands. I'm right there with you, man. I think we're all in the same boat, and I think we need each other right now more than anything. We do. So I appreciate the kind words and just doing my best and just to help out, as much as we can. That's it. What do you think about Kraken? Should I move my coins? I don't know much about Kraken's situation. Have they been one of the exchanges that are sharing their proof of reserves? I don't know. Incidents like FTX, Celsius making crypto market stronger and pushing for more regulations faster. It's definitely doing that. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, Zach, what's the news? Mike, we kind of went over a lot of it here in the first half of the live, just going over all the Sam Bankman-Fried information. So if you want to go back and just kind of check that out, definitely do so. It's just, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. So. I mean, some of the major things, that we were addressing about the hack that happened last night with FTX and many people believing it's an inside job now. So, David, thoughts of Crow having 20% of reserves in SHIB. So that's a direct correlation with its holders on Crypto.com. So that basically just says that people who are on Crypto.com, a large majority of them hold Shiba Inu. It's good for SHIB. Shows investor confidence there for sure. I will say this straight up. I just moved all my SHIB that was on Crypto.com this morning, and I moved it over to MetaMask. And you could send it from it's on the ERC20. You could on the Ethereum blockchain. You could send it across block. You can send it to MetaMask. I went ahead and got it off Crypto.com, even though there was some small staking rewards there. Just playing it safe. I'm getting some of my larger holdings off of exchanges. I have some of my smaller holdings still there, and slowly but surely, I'm kind of making some moves there. I just don't want to be caught with my pants down, for lack of better words, like so many people were with FTX. And it's unfortunate because, a lot of people believed in FTX, and it's a nightmare situation. I feel for so many people. I was hearing something on this Twitter space. I heard this story. So 19-year-old kid. So he's got time to make more money, but a 19-year-old lost all of his net worth, and he had it all in crypto, $200,000 gone. Another individual shared his story, $127,000 on FTX gone, that he had worked to build up for the last 5 years. It was, 60-70% of his wealth, he said. It's just super unfortunate, and don't give up, though. If something like this has happened to you or you're feeling frustrated, and don't give up. Tough times don't last. Tough people do. It's really true. I know it's cliche, but keep going. I mean, there's only one thing you can do. It's get up and try again and keep fighting and keep pushing. So many times you get knocked down. It's all about how you respond. It's all about how you respond to adversity. So I know a lot of people are feeling it from this FTX situation and just in general in crypto this year. I mean, it doesn't even have to be directly tied to FTX going bankrupt and the collapse and all of that. Or, maybe it was Terra Luna that got you. Maybe it was Celsius that got you. Maybe it's just an overall market that has crippled you and decimated you and given you, reason to pause and thinking about getting out completely. Just take it all in. I know everybody's been hurt in one way or another this year in crypto. Take it all in, learn from it, and make 2023 and beyond better. That's it. That's all we can do. And I still think there's a ton of opportunity here. There's a ton of room to grow. There's a ton of money to make in the next 5 to 10 years. There is, but it's changing. It's going to evolve, and we got to stay with the times. We got to stay updated. There's going to be regulation. There's going to be massive changes. Massive changes. So, let's see here. Yeah, a lot of people saying he flew to Argentina. I think that was BS last night. So apparently there was this, and a lot of people were sharing this. The thing with the internet, man, it's misinformation can spread really fast. So from what I heard was that, yeah, this plane that left the Bahamas is said to be SBF. I heard then that rumor was squashed, that it was not SBF. It was just a normal jet going from leaving the Bahamas and going to Argentina. I don't think that was SBF. But again, it's hard to see what's what, right? But I heard later on in the evening around 2 a.m., 3 a.m. that was not the case. So Felix says, don't trust the lending platforms. Yeah, I hear you. Is Arculus a good cold storage wallet? Robert, so here's what I'll say about Arculus. I think it is. And they gave out Arculus cold wallets, cold storage wallets. I actually have one. They gave them out at Bitcoin Miami in April. So I might be using that as well. So I'm going to be looking into that a little bit more, Robert. But I think it is a good brand from what I can tell. And they gave them out to everybody at the event, which I thought was an awesome gesture. So I guess now Voyager is left in limbo again. Yeah, they wait for somebody else to come in and buy them now. So Voyager's back on the table for somebody to come in and help them out. Can Trust Wallet fall like FTX? No, right, since it's DeFi. No, right, since it's DeFi. Yeah, Brock. I mean, it's just a wallet. It can't fall like FTX in the fact that it doesn't have a token backing it and using that as collateral and what have you. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you, bro. Got scammed many times recently, even still here. Yeah, I hear you, Steve. And I think we could say a lot of us can say that, man. It's not for the faint of heart, crypto, right? It's not for the faint of heart, man. That's for sure. I mean, I think everybody has a crypto story. Everybody has a crypto story that they got burned somehow, some way, man. You can't go through this whole thing without having gone through something like it, right? So, yeah, man, it's just been brutal this year. But you know what? We'll get through it. We will get through it. We will. Kraken is good. Come over. I don't know about Kraken. I think I've heard about it, obviously, but I haven't never used it. Is Crow DeFi wallet safe? Hear a lot of, how about Trust Wallet? Yeah, I mean, DeFi wallets are way safer than centralized exchanges, right? Voyager situation was just a stupid mistake, not criminal. I agree. If regulators don't get it right, then crypto will just move somewhere that does. Well, it's global no matter what, right? It's going to be here globally no matter what. So regardless, crypto's not going anywhere. It's just, what's it going to look like in whatever country you're in, right? I mean, every country is going to do things a little bit differently. So when I used to fall off my Moto X bike, motocross bike, was told to get back on it, Zach. Exactly, Lee. That's all you can do, man. Get back up. Now I have Chumbawamba thumping stuck in my head. I get knocked down, but I get up again. That's a great tune. Hey, guys, give this man some love and hit the like button. Thanks, Jerry. I appreciate you, bro. I really do, man. You're a good dude. Appreciate all your support. Steve, likewise, man. I appreciate all your support you've given me, man. Yes, Ledger Cold Wallet is good. Yeah. Robinhood's safe. I mean, Robinhood's different in that, it's not a crypto exchange, even though it has crypto on it. Robinhood's not, it has its flaws, Garcia, but it's interesting. It looks a lot better now. It's not perfect. And you don't own your crypto there. So, why is Voyager up 35% today? No idea. Is it really? Voyager token is? Oh, wow. That's crazy. Somebody bought the dip pretty heavily. Interesting. I appreciate your positivity. Thanks, Felix. I did not get a lot of sleep, guys, but I'm up. I need to get some more coffee. Talk about Saul possibly dumping to sub $10 levels. I mean, it's certainly possible. So what basically we're waiting on is a bunch of Solana is going to be unstaked, and some people will sell. I don't know how many of those people are up or down on their investment. I mean, but they can do whatever they want. We're waiting for that money to be unstaked. They pushed back the time period. It was supposed to already happen yesterday. So we'll wait and see when that Solana becomes unstaked. I am expecting a deeper dive for Solana, then presenting maybe an opportunity, at least maybe to invest down there at that $10 range. I would like that if I can get it down there. I think that would be a good spot. But so we'll see. We shall see. Do you have planned 1,000x portfolio for DGens or 100x high risk, high gain? Yeah, I mean, listen, the 100x, the 1,000x DGen plays. I'm really kind of moving away from those, man. Sure, maybe a few here and there, but they have to have utility day one. That's my kicker now. They have to have utility day one. I'm not going in them unless they have something concrete done. There are some of those that can 100x that are quality, but it's just so much harder to find now. And I'm just not playing in that crazy, DeFi space where it's all hopes and dreams and prayers and roadmaps that last till 2025. I've learned. I'm growing from that, and I'm moving away from that. Now, there are certain companies out there like that I have been a big proponent of this entire year, like this one, Clear Cryptos. But this is way different than just any DeFi company. Okay, this company had a swap day one, has an analytical platform day one. I actually met many of the people, 175 plus people that work there. Versus some of the ones I got into in 2021, all I had was a roadmap, a dev who said they were going to do something who never delivered, right? I need to see it now to believe it. Even then, there's always risk associated with every investment, understood. But there are certain companies that are just doing it differently in that they're launching with utility. They have a real team of engineers and people working there. And if you are able to see that sort of thing, that gives you investor confidence, right? I will say Clear has their V2 coming out very soon on their analytics platform. I'm super excited about this up and coming project, guys. This company, they've been out for a little bit. They're still at a $57 million market cap right now, just kind of consolidating right here at 6 cents. But to me, this is very, very different than some random DeFi coin that is going to do some crazy thing in the metaverse 8 years from now, right? No, this is like launching with utility. They're helping onboard people into crypto. They've got a crypto fiat onboard and off ramp. It's right there on their website. They've got, partners with major companies like Plaid. Okay. And so it's a payment processor that they have a number of payment processors that they've partnered with already. So this is totally different in terms of new companies. These are the types of new companies that I'm interested in. I'm being super, super selective now. So, because I got burned. I got burned too many times, right? Something else this Clear Cryptos company has, and I've met a lot of these people, guys. Look at their board of advisors. This tells me a company is for real, right? This gives me investor confidence, okay? Ambassador James Kane, former United States ambassador to Denmark. Lieutenant General Edward Cardone, U.S. Army vet. Principal Cornerstone Government Affairs, Chris Hodgson. Look up Michael Pierre Price. Juan Pajadas, Director of U.S. Major Bank. Wells Fargo. Look it up. Google it. Mike Smith, Principal and Director of Cornerstone Government Affairs. These are the type of new companies. I look at these as opportunities to get into great private companies in the stock market that do great things in the future. That's how I'm looking at this. Chris Swecker, FBI Assistant Director. So these type of companies, take a look at this list. Do your due diligence when you're looking at new companies. I am personally being super selective now with new projects. Just been burned too many times. I just been burned. I want to stick with the Bitcoins, the Ethereums, the BNBs, the XRPs, the Cardanos, the Polygons, the Shibs, and I'm good. And we can make chain links and what have you, right? A lot of these on this list. Algorands, the Chrono, there's a lot of them on this list. And I don't need to find the next 1000x meme coin that whatever, right? I mean, it's just there's too much risk associated with it. I think the industry's changing. I don't think that sort of thing is going to be around forever. It's not sustainable. I'm looking to really diversify my wealth. This business that I'm doing here, I run this like a business on YouTube. I don't come on here and just, let's have fun and whatever. No, this is my livelihood. That's why I'm working on a Saturday. I'm here every single day. I want to learn and grow this entire channel in this industry and help people. That's what I'm here for. And I want to help people in a multitude of ways, whether it's crypto. Eventually, I want to, take this channel even broader, right? I want to take this channel into wealth management and maybe even become a financial advisor down the line. I'm not one of those yet, but really be a motivating factor for people, a motivator for people, right? And I came from nothing, guys. Nothing. I had nothing in my 20s. I was taking the bus to work in school, and I didn't have much. I mean, I wasn't in the worst of worst situations. I understand that, but I understand where everybody sits, man. It's these opportunities here that are still here will change lives. And I want to help as many people as I can. And I'm learning and growing, and hopefully you want to learn and grow with me. We're just navigating this thing together. We're trying to figure it out on the fly, and it's crazy. I mean, we're going through a lot of turmoil this year, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm here every single day. Every single day. You're not going to outwork me. That's for sure. I'm here every single day. This is what I live for. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with it. So you can count on that. So anybody new, hit that subscribe button. There we go. There's that plug. All right, sorry. Let me get off my rant. But yeah, I mean, back to this, it's blue chips for me, guys. It's blue chip cryptos because there's a ton of opportunity. A couple new companies that you find like diamonds in the rough, like I think Clear Cryptos is. Okay. Yes, there's risk associated with all of this. Find a couple diamonds in the rough, hang your hat on some blue chips, like the old Bitcoin and Ethereum, get into the stock market, start a business. Start a business. That's the best thing you can do right now. I quit my job in January. It was the best feeling in the world because now I control my own destiny. I decide when and where I want to work, how much I want to grow this thing. It's amazing. Nobody's telling me how much money I can make anymore. I control my own destiny, right? I can put as much work into this as I want. And I want to grow to 1 million subscribers, and I will. I want to take this thing to 1 million subscribers, and I want to branch out from crypto. Yes, crypto was the thing that led me to YouTube, but eventually I want to do crypto. I want to talk about life in general and be a motivator and more of like a somebody who you just listen to gain insight and motivation, right? Through investing. So all the haters out there, I love it, man. Haters are just motivators, man. Haters are just motivators. They just motivate me to do more. I love it. And don't listen to the outside noise of people. Don't let people bring you down. Stay focused. Stay focused on your goals. It's so easy right now, all the noise, oh, crypto's stupid, you should get out now, or no, don't start that business, you've got a good job, or, it's very easy to get bogged down with all the noise. And it's a lot of times it's people you know and trust and things like that. Do what you want to do. And do it in silence and grow it and prove people wrong. Point blank, period. Jason, Zach, I appreciate all you do. I've changed my life for the better. The grind as well is real. We all move forward from this. 100%, Jason. This just means we got to grind harder. We got to do more. That's all it means. Whoever's willing to put the more effort in, more time, more energy, more focus, they're going to win. They're going to win. It's not. There's no secret formula. There's no secret. Put the time in every single day to whatever it is you're trying to do, whatever your goals are. Everybody has different goals. Is it to make more money? Is it to get away from a job you hate? Is it to invest in crypto for the next 5 to 10 years? Maybe it's a combination of all these things. Write down your goals and take massive action every single day. Every single day. Don't make excuses. Don't point fingers. That's not helping you. Don't get distracted by stupid things that don't affect you. Don't listen to the naysayers. Don't get too interested in investing in politics and things that are out of your control. Stay focused. Stay focused. There's a lot of outside noise. A lot of outside noise. I look at it as like there's a lot of mosquitoes trying to bite you, right? There's a lot of mosquitoes trying to bite you. Just sift through them, and keep going. Just keep going. Let's see. Sorry, guys, I'm ranting a little bit today, but I think it's needed, man. I don't know. This is like the origin story of a villain. Zach, I like this rant. Yeah, man, I'm just, I don't know where I'm at right now, but I feel like I just want to fire off, man. What was my job? I was a professor. I went to school for 10 years. Went to school for 10 years. I never knew, what I wanted to fully do. You know what my issue was, guys? And I think everybody at some point is here. I was trying to make everybody else. I was doing things for validation from everybody else. So I thought, let me become a professor, because then people will look at me as like as some very smart guy. Or I wasn't doing it for me. I was trying to validate things for everybody else around me. Once you flip that script and you start doing things for you and not caring what anybody thinks about you, you unlock the secret. You unlock the secret to success. The secret to success is, in my opinion, one of them is be so obsessed with one thing you want to accomplish that nothing else matters. Anybody who gets obsessed about one thing that they want to do or accomplish and doesn't let any outside voice hinder them, they will do it. So for me, it was YouTube. It was creating a business on this platform. I was a former sports broadcaster in radio and TV. So I always loved doing this. I'm not good at math and science, but it was through trial and error. I tried a lot of things. I had 3 failed businesses, just kept going. I could have quit and I could still be a professor right now making 60 grand a year. And, but that's not what I wanted. I wanted more. If you're somebody who strives for more, then you're not happy with your situation. If you live in the great country of the United States, you have an opportunity to do something about it. I know everybody can't say that, and that's unfortunate. I wish everybody had that liberty. But if you're in the United States, there's no excuse. Get up off your ass and go get it. Nothing is given, everything is earned. And you can't have something for nothing. It's real easy to say, woe is me, point the finger, that guy got lucky. That's the easy way out. That's the easy way out. And guess what? You're going to stay the same, because this was me. I did this. In my 20s, that was me. I was poor because I had a poor mindset. The minute you have a rich mindset, then you can actually become wealthy in real life. But when you have a poor mindset, you're poisoned. Your brain is poisoned. You got to get out of there. You got to get out of that mindset, or else you'll never become wealthy. You'll never have generational wealth if that's what you're striving for. It's all in your mind first. You've got to know you're going to be successful before you're successful. You've got to see it before it actually materializes. Once you see it, then it's just massive action. Then just go for it. Go. And once you find something that hits home, do it every single day. Consistently. Do it every single day. I'll never forget, I was on YouTube in January of 2021. Nobody listened in January. Nobody listened in February. Nobody listened in March. Nobody listened in April. But I kept going. I made one crypto video. It was great timing. Shiba Inu in May. I woke up to 3,300 views. 3 short days later, I was monetized on YouTube. That's how fast it grew. I got very lucky in that regard. But the timing was perfect. It's not easy. Usually, especially if you're growing the YouTube channel right now, I got very lucky in that the timing around Shiba Inu was perfect. But the minute that Shiba Inu video got 3,300 views and I picked up like 500 subs in one day, I'll never forget it. I was in my place in North Carolina looking for a way out of the 9 to 5 because I wanted more. And that morning when I woke up, I knew I found it. I was already mentally prepared for success and wealth creation and generation. But I looked myself in the mirror and I was like, this is it, Zach. What are you going to do about it? Literally, I had a conversation with myself. I said, this is it. This is your moment. What are you going to do? And since that day, I've shown up on YouTube every single day. I've made a video. Haven't missed a day. Some may say that's crazy. It's obsessive. And a little bit of that is true. I definitely have a sickness. Some may say it's a good sickness or a bad sickness. I don't really do much outside of this. I do take some time. There's some balance there, but some days I wish I could take more time. But I want it all. I want it all. And I want to help as many people as I can, including my family, my friends. I want to buy my parents a place, wherever they want. I want to be a role model for my sisters. I want to be able to help my friends create their business. I want to do it all. So if I want to do all this, I got to show up every single day. I got to. Or else what am I doing? I'm not fulfilling those obligations. So, and again, it's bigger than crypto. I want to take this thing way bigger than crypto. Crypto is the vehicle that got me here. It will always be talked about on this channel, but I think there's much bigger things to tackle down the line, and we're gonna do it. That's it. It's done. Now I just got to do the work. So, sorry guys, I'm all over the place today. Okay. I don't know if you guys got anything out of that. If you guys got some value out of that, let me know. Am I justified criticizing scammers and corruptions? Yeah, 100%. So cool. I'm glad I'm showing up with you, bro. Yeah, that's awesome. You're definitely an inspiration. I appreciate it, JK. I'm trying to just help as many people. And it's not just about crypto. It's that mindset of winning. But not winning at the cost of others, like winning and just helping people win, being positive. It takes just as much energy to be positive than negative. You got to want it. You got to want it every single day. You got to wake up and want it every single day. And the purpose is bigger than all of us. Just got to get it, grind, hustle, and never give up. 100%. Much bigger picture here. So, okay. Appreciate you guys. T-Dog, appreciate you, bro. Vito, I appreciate you. I think I'm done. I think we're done, right? Or what do we want to do? Do we want to talk about anything else? What do we got? We could still talk if we want to. You guys have any questions, comments, thoughts? Medman, hey Zach, great to see you grinding daily. Been listening to you since day one. Still here grinding in the Carolinas. Keep pounding. Dex's, yeah, man. Medman, I appreciate you, man. Yeah, we started the channel in Carolina. We did, man. Those were great times. We're gonna have more great times. We'll get there again. I miss the mountains in Carolina, bro. I do miss the mountains in Carolina. I love it down there, man. Yeah, I miss climbing some mountains, man. What up, Zach? From Miami, my man. I recommend everyone to learn how to use a trust wallet, not your keys, not your crypto. Lazaro, thanks so much for the super chat, and thank you even more importantly for the great insight and intel. I think you're 100% right, man. Everybody needs to educate themselves on how to use a trust wallet or a Nano X, a hard wallet, cold storage, whatever getting it off exchange is important. I'm slowly but surely doing it myself, and I think everybody needs to be doing it. Especially given the circumstances we're in now. Thank you for your daily videos. You bet, Bernie. So let's see a couple crypto questions. Humanity, thanks, bro. Do you think Bitcoin will touch 13K? I don't know, man. If it does, I'll be a buyer. But I'm buying a little bit of Bitcoin and Ethereum every single day. It's very small amounts. I've been doing that since April. Best altcoin values. That's a good question. Best altcoin values. I mean, at current price levels, Q? You thinking at current price levels? Is that what you mean? Let's see. Oops. So at current price levels, let's see. Best altcoin values. I still really like Cardano down here at 34 cents. I think that's really good value. I think Polygon is good value at 96. And here's the thing, guys, not to say these things can't go a little bit lower in the short term, but if you're looking at it for long term, Cardano and Polygon I really like right here. I think they're here to stay. SHIB, anytime it goes to 509, I like that. Chainlink, less risk here associated with Chainlink, and great company that's not going anywhere. Algorand, I love getting this Algorand price at 27 cents, I think is a great one. There's so many good ones. VChain at 2 cents. HBAR at 4 cents. These are just to name a few. I'm even passing some up as we go, but I like Gala down at 2 cents. So there's a few. Let's see. Julius, I'm all over now, man. I just basically travel all over. So I don't have a home. I don't think I told you guys that. I don't own much. I travel. I Airbnb all over the place. So it's a pretty cool life. I come and just set up my office wherever the Airbnb is I want to go. And I mean, yeah, just trying to enjoy. Need more of this guy. Inspired now. Got to fly, bro. Asheville in the house. What's up, Jerry? Safe flight, bro. Libre, yeah, you have, dude. I remember you being here for a long time, my man. So appreciate you, bro. One thing I wish I could see more of is videos on how to confidently trade on Uniswap and other dApps. I believe more people could get into it if they know how to confidently do it. Anthony, I think so too. And there are tons of tutorials out there. I think it's just so much easier to download an exchange and link your bank account. It's just, but I will say this. And again, like, this is not just a shameless plug here. Like, I genuinely believe this with Clear Cryptos, guys. They're helping in this regard. And I think what you're seeing with, with their swap, check this out. Okay. They have a fiat swap. And this is what we need in DeFi. We need to make it easy. So you hit launch swap and you can literally swap with fiat. You could buy with your credit card or debit card right here. And it shows you your best rates. That's easy. We need more of this on the decentralized side of things. That's one of the reasons why I loved Clear Cryptos, is because they're on the decentralized side of things and they're aimed at helping the 95% through a decentralized application, not through a centralized exchange. That's just one of their main utilities that they launched with. Again, this is a new company that I have really, really a lot of faith in and moving forward. So I think companies like this that are really trying to make DeFi better, Everrise is another one, right? Everrise is a company that I've worked with before. I love what they're doing for DeFi. Like, these types of companies, this is where the rubber hits the road. These are the companies that I really, want to see successful. I know everybody's asking, ETH, go lower so you could buy more. I know it, bro. Did you read that super chat, Zach? Thanks. I've learned a lot from you. Sorry, bro. I must have just missed it. Did you have one up here? Hold on. Am I justified criticizing scammers and corruption? Yes. But so here's the thing. Yes, but don't spend time on it. Don't give your energy to things that aren't helping you grow. Recognize it, but people will spend time on this stuff, and if you're just wasting time at some point, right? It's like politics. People will sit there and spend time working or talking to people about how much they hate this and hate that. And it's like, okay, at what point, at what point is it just you're wasting time? You're just complaining and you're not growing. So I just don't like to focus on this stuff for too long. Yeah, recognize it. Yeah, this happened, but then keep moving. You only have so much time and energy. That's all you have is time and energy. Really, that's all you have is time and energy. And where you put that time or energy, how you utilize that time or energy, it's directly correlated with, your life. Time and energy is it. So keep that in mind. That's all we have is time and energy. Robert, I don't know if they're envious. I mean, I don't know. I don't really keep in touch with too many of the people that I worked with, but except for a couple. But there's a lot of great people that I worked with. But I think a lot of them are happy there too. I wasn't happy there. I wasn't happy there. So I wanted to do something different. I don't know what happened with BTFA. I don't know if it fully rugged. I have no idea. I heard some stuff, but it's frustrating. It's actually swing. It's frustrating to see, that's for sure. And this is why I made the statement. Well, partly the why I made the statement. I'm not. Yeah, it's still alive. It's just below launch price. I guess somebody had told me they had a big private investor sell off, but it's unfortunate. I don't want to speak on this though because I don't fully know what's going on yet with this. I haven't learned about it, but I feel bad for the community here if and when bad things happened here, because again, man, all you can do is put your faith into people running the show, but at the end of the day, this is why I'm not taking these risks anymore. I'm not going to take the risks with companies who don't have utility right out of the gate. And crypto is risky. There's no doubt about it. You're going to be wrong. There's going to be times where you look like a complete fool, but then there's other times where you look brilliant, right? So, Steve, I taught all kind of stuff. Mostly speech courses, communication classes, radio and TV classes, some business classes, entrepreneurship. So it was fun, man. I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. I miss the interaction with all the students for sure. But, this is fun too. This is fun too. I do think it's going to be time for the feds to regulate. Yeah, 100%. They will be regulating for sure. And they're going to regulate probably harsher than they would have before because of all this. So we're going to have to deal with that. We're going to have to live with that. I think that's going to be a thing. I do. Everyone's asking who's next. Yeah, I know. I know. That's fair enough. Been following you since last May. I feel good about CCX though, brother. Win some, lose some. I do. Yeah, exactly, Brock. I mean, you're always going to win some, lose some, but I'm trying to learn and grow from all the past experiences and the past failures. Let's just call them what they are. Failures. They didn't work out. Not good. But you have some big winners along the way as well, right? Another one of those companies that did, I guessed right on last year was Apollo. Now their chart's way down. They're not underneath their launch price. They're well off of it, but still they're still kicking. And go look at the company. Go look at what they're doing. They're actually still building. They're not going anywhere. I was right about their business model and what they're doing. They're still here. They're still grinding. They're giving away thousands of dollars to creators. They're doing good in the space. This was one that we caught on the way up last year. And of course, it was a bull market last year. So it was a lot easier to get it right. But you win some, you lose some. That's it. I mean, that's crypto, especially in the small cap, space. But, I'm just being a lot more selective now in 2022 in what I get into and what I don't. And it's because I learned. And I got burned. I mean, that's it. Hi, Zach. Why do you think Algorand has declined as was very bullish for the last week or so? It's declined with the overall market, AJ. Nothing fundamentally is wrong with Algorand. It's just down with the overall market. It did perform really well as of late. I still think Algorand is a great one moving forward. I talked to a buddy of mine who's way smarter than I am too, and he's been around this space for a very long time. He loves Algorand as well. Algorand and Polygon are his two favorites moving forward. His name's Tim Tello. He came on the channel recently. If you guys missed this interview I had with Tim, my buddy Austin Hilton was on this as well. This was a great interview. It was our live stream right here with Tim. It was the future about blockchain gaming. Go check this out because we talked about all things crypto here. We talked about FTX. Great insight from a really, really smart guy in the space. So shout out to Tim for coming on. Shiba Inu, no burning since last 24 hours. I have not looked it up, Laxmi. I have not seen where they're at. Thank God we have guys like you and Austin to help guide us, brother. In a way, you're still teaching, aka us every day. Thanks, brother. Josh, we're trying, man. Trying to just learn and grow with you, alongside you. So Volt came out alongside Shiba Doge, BTFA, Shinja Terrarium, but Volt has lasted and growing in the bear market. I agree. Volt has been a great story, Taz. I agree. I like Volt. Still hold a lot of Volt. I don't mind regulation as long as it doesn't stifle innovation. That's the key, right, Felix? That's the key. Yeah, there is a lot of FUD being thrown at Crow right now. We'll see how it progresses. I got a full bag of CHZ and FTM for World Cup. Nice. I like it. I like CHZ. Was CHZ up again today? Everything's kind of back down, I think. Yeah, we're pretty flat. Let's see where CHZ is. Should be right here. Still sitting at 21 cents. Not bad. Do I think Kronos can match BNB or even surpass it, market cap and all, long term? I don't think so, JSC, but it doesn't mean Kronos can't be successful. But I don't think it's going to be where Binance is. They just have too much of the market share, I think. They're just too big. Because if we just predict that, all of these exchanges will, that do last, grow at a similar rate, I mean, you're not going to compete with Binance, right? But you never know. I mean, it doesn't mean that both can't be successful, though, in my opinion. Dogecoin is the 5th crypto in the world right now. I know. If you take out the stable coins, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy, actually. Yeah, taking out the stable coins. It's right up there. At some point, the exchanges need to have some uniformity and create a joint community to help create regulatory standards. They can take the table when it's time to talk regulation with governments. It's a great point. I don't recommend buying anything. I'm just a talking head on YouTube, Anonymous. So I don't recommend buying anything. I just tell you my thoughts and my opinions and give you some ideas. You've got to recommend to yourself what you want to buy and when you want to buy it. But yes, CHZ is a sponsor at the World Cup, so that's interesting. It has been performing decently well. So it is an asset that I hold, that I can tell you. But it's not financial advice. You've got to take matters into your own hands and do your own homework and find your own entry point. But it is one I've been talking about. I think fan tokens are going to be a nice additional sector to the market moving forward. I think there's a lot of merit to like reward programs utilizing a token. And a lot of these will be utilizing Socios, which is the platform that is backing the CHZ project. So I do like the future of these type of assets in this space, in that sector. Volt's available all over the place, David. It's got a ton of exchanges. So if you go to CoinMarketCap, so you guys know, Volt Inu V2, this goes for anything. And you hit markets right here, it'll show you where you can buy it. So it's available all of these places. There you go. These are all the centralized exchanges. I would go to Uniswap myself. That's where I own it personally. Not financial advice, but if you want to stay away from centralized exchanges, based on all the things we just learned here, there you go. So. Highest number of crypto investors in India. Will they pay 18% more for crypto? Yeah, there's a lot of investors in India for sure. Formula One, when will be stopping the advertising? Formula One will be? I don't know. We'll see. You mean for Voyager? Morning, Morgan. How we doing, man? Learn and grow. Correct, Zach. I only have time to listen to your YouTube. Appreciate you, Anthony. Shiba's a top 10. Yeah. Does any crypto have utility where you can plug in your crypto address that tracks, buys, and sells for tax liability? If not, the Clear Cryptos guys tell the you could take credit. Tracks, buys, and sells for tax liability. So there are some third parties out there that do this for you. I actually have hired somebody individually that goes through all my transactions for me. But I will take this to the Clear Cryptos guys. They're always looking to tackle big problems. So thank you, Brock. Appreciate you, bro. Shiba is the new Bitcoin and CCX is the new Ethereum. I like it, man. CCX is totally different, man. I think, they don't have a roadmap. They're not doing anything. Like here's what we're going to do in 2024. They're like, okay, no, we're launching with this one utility. It's a swap, fiat swap. This is helpful because it allows people to get into crypto easier through a decentralized route, because we just learned how bad centralized routes can be. Here's an easy way to get into crypto on a DEX. That's what they've built. So it's a decentralized exchange with an aggregated solution that's going to help search for the best pathway for the user to swap crypto. The cheapest way, you could do that via fiat, and you could do that via crypto. So that's one utility. It's done. It's doing that. The analytical tools is going to allow people to become much better traders. Version 1 is out. Version 2 is going to be much more exhaustive. And I've already seen some sneak peeks behind there. Those have been made public in some AMAs. Can't wait for that to come out. Can't wait to become a better trader. Because too often, guys, we trade on emotion. We all do it. We all trade on emotion. So they're tackling one problem at a time, and they're going to continue to do so. And I think that's why they're going to continue to grow and be a strong force in this space. They're already ranked in the top 3,200 out of 21,000 cryptos, and they just launched 3 weeks ago. So I think it's just the beginning. I really do. That's how I feel. And that is a new company, but it's a new company that is launched with utility, that has a clear path forward in what they want to do. They're not a hype machine about what, all this stuff they're going to do in 3 years, and they don't wow you with the metaverse craziness. No, they're just tackling real problems in the space, and that's it. Catfish, I did have a career in announcing. I appreciate the kind words, man. I was a sports broadcaster in radio TV, so I appreciate that, man. Thanks for the kind words. And yeah, so that's what I did for a while, man. Shiryu, thoughts? It has been decimated. There's been a lot to say about, again, the devs there. And I thought they had a brilliant idea back in the day when we covered it, right? They had the Shiba Inu card game idea before Shiba Inu had it. They had Shiba Eternity before SHIB. And I thought that was a great idea. it never fully came to fruition, and it looks like there's been some bad actors there, and that's what we deal with in the space all the time, is devs not doing what they say they're going to do. And then people blame the influencers, right? It's so hilarious to me. Like, they blame us when we don't even have the keys. I mean, I get it, I understand it, and I take responsibility for some of the ones we missed on, right? Fully do. But to say that, like, I didn't think it was going to perform well, I did. I mean, I looked at it, thought it was going to do well. The devs didn't deliver. I mean, point blank, period, And again, guys, I mean, there were some out there like last year that, on paper looked really good, right? The roadmap looked really good, but that doesn't mean anything. That's why I've learned from it, man. I'm growing from it, and I'm not playing those games anymore. I'm not playing like what's going to happen and what's going to be there. I want to see it. I want to see it now. Like with Clear Cryptos, I'm not being paid by them right now at all, by the way, to talk about them. I'm just backing this project, this company, because of what they stand for and what they have already done and what they're aimed to do. So if you guys don't follow the YouTube channel too, make sure you guys come over and check us out over there. We've got almost 2,000 over here. So come check us out. Zach, your thoughts on Tom Brady and FTX? Lost his investment. Crazy. Has Tom said anything about it publicly yet? I don't think he has. I don't think Tom has said anything about it publicly yet. I put 1,000 on Saitama, went up to 35K or so and held. How dumb am I? It's under 300 right now. You're not dumb. Never say you're dumb. It's just you got to learn from those experiences, man. You got to learn from those experiences. How do you pay taxes on your crypto in the U.S.? How do I pay taxes? I pay quarterly taxes right now, Steve. Is that what you mean? I am not married. That is also why I have no life, and I am obsessed, and why I'm able to do this every day. So, again, you can't have something for nothing. You got to give up to gain something. So, no, but I'm not married. I'd like to be. I'd like to find somebody, but I spend too much time on making YouTube videos. Banks are scooping up so much crypto right now. Probably. Right on, Zach. I hope CCX runs with the tax liability idea. That'd be great. Brock, I definitely will bring that to their attention. Oh yeah, we saw it. Yeah, we saw it, Steve. He's been on the record for a long time, but he's not the only one. And I don't think Kevin O'Leary is to blame here. Again, like, this is the same principle. It's like, oh, Kevin O'Leary's dumb. Like, okay, you can have that take, or you can have the take of like FTX duped everybody, including Kevin O'Leary. I'd rather take the latter. Like, Kevin O'Leary is clearly not dumb. Like, he missed this one, but so did everybody else. So did Tom Brady. So did so many people who, said FTX is the best centralized exchange. It's not just him. At the end of the day, we don't hold the keys. Sam Bankman-Fried did, and he duped everybody. He rugged everybody. So, like, it's like a don't shoot the messenger kind of thing, right? Like, he held the keys to the kingdom, and he decided to do what he did, which obviously was terrible, But admittedly, I think not all of us did enough research into FTX. We just kind of, went with the narrative like FTX is great. They're doing great things for the space. And again, I think part of the reason was that he was the darling that he was. That he was the darling guy that everybody, everybody loved in Washington. I do think that's a thing. It's interesting nonetheless. Like, the fact that he donated $56 million to the Democratic Party. He was the Washington darling for crypto. So I think so many people on the surface, including O'Leary and many people out there, were just like, well, okay, if Washington loves him, then he's probably the best place to, put your money when it comes to centralized exchanges, right? So it's just crazy. I probably lost 1 to 2K this year on crypto. I've learned, and I'm sticking to top 100s until I start making some money. Definitely, man. It's a brutal way to learn, but yeah, I mean, you almost have to go through this to really learn it, right? I don't know, Steve. I mean, if O'Leary was in here as well, he was in bed with Bankman-Fried. That's just a bad look, though. Like, would he knowingly get into bed with Bankman-Fried, knowing that they were going to like attack the entire markets? I don't know. That's tough. I don't know. But hey, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Been over 2 hours. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Hopefully, you gained some value here, some insight, some perspective. Yeah, it's a rough time right now in crypto, but we'll continue to grow together, learn and navigate the space, and we'll make some headway once we get back into some positive things here in the crypto market. But again, thank you all so much for spending time with me here this Saturday. Go enjoy your day. Have a fantastic one, and I'll have some more videos coming out throughout the day. But I'm going to try to break away for a little bit this weekend and enjoy some sunshine and just get away from crypto for a little bit. So have a fantastic day, guys. Don't forget to subscribe down below if you haven't already. Also, hit that notification bell so you don't miss getting alerted when we put out new videos. And we put out quite a few. So there you go. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you.